Welcome to the Meat Mistress podcast. I'm your host, Emma Butler, and this is my audio diary of life on the farm as a full-time farmer, wife, and mother, not always in that order. And I also own and operate a butcher shop. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time as I chat all things farming, small business, and more. I'm just going to start off this conversation with you, I'm just going to be very blunt. If you got your children in the car, if you're a little bit sensitive or, whatever, plug your ears, click away, whatever. I'm just going to say it like it is. Balance is bullshit. Balance is bullshit. It is literally a made up societal construct that is not real. Today's topic that I just want to talk about is that theme that balance does not exist. Where do I even start on this without rambling? I'm going to try and keep this as concise as I can, as per usual. Balance, it's not real. It doesn't happen. It's not a thing. And I don't want to be the one to tell you that, but let me be your internet, social media, best friend, neighbor, just to say that it's not going to happen. You got to let that dream go. Because some things you do, some things you have to let go. And let me just explain this from my perspective of why balance is bullshit. So I'm just going to give you a little background to my life. So my life, I have 4 children. They are ages 5, 4, soon to be 3, and 10 months old. So yes, I cranked out 4 children in 5 years. It was a great idea at the time. I'm just kidding. It's actually very rewarding, very fulfilling. So on top of having 4 children that are 5 years old and younger, I also own and operate a business that I have built with my husband. We opened our brand new farm store and butcher shop in December 2022. It is now the end of May. So I'm 6 to 7 months into this giant expansion where I have taken on literally all the things humanly possible at one time. We are currently in the midst of planning our grand opening, which is on Father's Day weekend, which is Saturday, June 17th. If you want to come and see us, all that detail is on our social media if you want to check that out, at Janie Meats. Shameless plug. So I do that. I do the children. I do the butcher shop. I manage employees. I also work full-time on the farm alongside of my husband. So I try and supplement where and when I can, if that means jumping in the fields, if it means going on a parts run, even if it just means making sure that he has food and water, because I don't know if it's a man thing and they can't do that for themselves, or if it's just a farmer thing. I truthfully think it's a farmer thing. You're go. You jump in the cab, you're in the field, and you're like, oh, I didn't bring anything to keep myself alive. So even if it's just those things, I work full-time on the farm as well. I also exclusively raise our chicken flock. We are on the artesian chicken program. So this year we're raising 1,600 birds. Last year we did 1,200. And who knows, maybe next year we're going to raise 2,000. I don't know. So far, I think I'm going gray with this first flock. But that's a story for a different time. The point that I'm getting at is my life is very chaotic. My life is very unbalanced, and my life is continuously unbalanced. Sometimes I catch myself in that mindset of saying out loud, oh, things will slow down, or when I get caught up, or, I'm going to get all the things done and then I'm going to do this. Literally, those statements and those thoughts are nothing but an absolute rut. They are a dead end street. Actually, maybe they're more like a cul-de-sac, right? Like you're just going in circles, but you know what I mean? Those don't take you anywhere. That is not forward thinking. Thinking that things are going to slow down and then you're going to do XYZ on your to-do list that you maybe want to do for you. Maybe you want to get a spray tan. Maybe you want to take yourself to the beach. Like maybe you want to paint your bedroom. Like the thing that you want to do, the thing that you are putting off because you're waiting for things to slow down so you can do that thing. That thing that you want to do is never going to come to fruition if you always put it off. So balance is bullshit, going back to this theme, is sort of something that I have to remind myself because I really think that the term balance, like work-life balance or, work relationship balance or work, household balance, like whatever it is, I feel like the term balance and as it pertains to your life is literally only relative to you and to your story and to your family. Because what balance might look like in my chaotic, functioning, thriving household, it might not look like balance to you because we're all unique and we're all living our own lives and we're all doing our own thing. And as I've talked about it before, we're all going to stay in our own lane, right? We're all going to mind our own business and carry on and stop looking over the fence at somebody else. And so just because, I might not have balance in my life that fits what balance looks like for you, that's okay, because I truthfully don't believe that you're ever going to get there. I don't think you're ever going to be like, hey, wow, I feel like, this is going good. Like there's going to be something that's going to throw you off, or there's going to be some challenge that you're going to face, or there's going to be something come up just literally in that minute when you think, man, I really got it all together. Something's going to come up. I promise you, it happens. It does. I'm sorry. It just does. There's going to always be something. So under this umbrella of balance and how it pertains to you and your life, if you're doing your own thing and you're minding your own business, you're going to have moments where your life is balanced. I honestly feel sometimes by like 10:45 in the morning when I've got my laundry folded and my kids fed and everybody where they need to be and all my stuff, my morning stuff accomplished, I'm like, wow, I do feel like I'm really doing it today. But then by 12:30, when we're all crumbling and falling apart because we need nap times and we're tired, then I don't feel so balanced. So I think this term like balance is just very relative to you and your situation and what your life looks like. I have a friend, for example, and he's very successful. He's very sweet and smart and caring, really humble guy. He's an exceptional business owner. He really does all the things. This man, let me tell you, he's getting up at 3 a.m. to go work out. Now, I'm not judging him for that because that is his thing and that is what he likes. And he's really doing all the things at 3 a.m. But I can't relate to that. But that is his version of balance. He doesn't have children yet. I'm sure maybe one day that's in the works for him. Maybe not. Who knows? That's his life and his business. But that is what balance looks like to him. He likes to get up at 3 a.m. and go and work out and then go to work and do his job and run his business. And that's phenomenal. I physically could never, ever do that. And I know, it's also never say never. You can change your life if you want to. I don't want to. I do not want to do that. I am so deep in REM sleep at 3 a.m. that there is nothing shaking me out of that. Okay. I like it. I need it. I need that to survive so that during the course of my day, I can be there for the people that need me, for my children, for my staff, for my husband. I need that 3 a.m. sleep, right? But just because his version of balance looks like that, getting up at 3 a.m, it doesn't look like that for me. So what I'm trying to say is that balance is bullshit because we are all living our own lives. And the balance that I have is not the balance that you have, is not the balance that your neighbor has, is not the balance that your mom or your sister or your friend has. It's not. It's not a thing. And once you kind of come to this realization of it's never going to be perfect, things are never going to always align as you need them, and you're not always going to have this wave of satisfaction of, wow, I really did it. I accomplished this. I did that. Life has ups and downs, and days have ups and downs. One of the main takeaways that I have of being a person with a little bit of hyperactivity, a lot of ADHD, again, stories for different times, but being this high functioning person that's go, 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 that only can survive in chaos. If my life is quiet, I'm looking to shake that globe right up. I'm like, how can I start another business or have another baby or whatever? Because those are things that I clearly like to do. Because I like to keep myself busy. I like to keep myself going. I like to propel myself forward and challenge myself. And I constantly want this moving forward attitude. If I'm sitting still and I'm going to watch, say, like Netflix or something, even then my brain is like, maybe I should watch a documentary on the Holocaust, which I don't recommend doing before you go to bed because it messes with your mind. But anyway, that is where I need to constantly, even when I take a rest, I need to give myself that grace of taking a rest. You don't have to be going all the time. That maybe is a little bit what balance looks like for you, of, taking a rest when you need it and really giving yourself some forgiveness and really trying to navigate where you're going and the direction that you're going. Because if you're anything like me, I find as the seasons change, my habits change, my schedules change, my family changes, and our dynamic changes. As farmers, we really, in the summertime and in the nice weather, we don't get to see much of one another. The kids are busy playing outside, daddy's busy in the fields working, and I'm just sort of floating in between trying to make everything go around. But then come the fall and come into the wintertime, we sit down and have regular family meals every single night. So in that theme of balance is bullshit, if you're feeling in your life that you can't get it figured out, or when are you going to feel better? You're not. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or say it in that manner, but you're not, and it's okay. And you will get through that, and you will navigate this. Whatever challenges are coming your way, you can work through them. I know that you can, and I know that you can navigate them, and I know that you can figure this out. And I know from experience that you don't have to have balance, and you don't have to constantly have imposter syndrome or make yourself feel like, oh, I wasn't a good mom today, or, I wasn't a good wife today, or, whatever. There's always tomorrow. There are going to be moments where you're frustrated and you're snippy, and maybe you're not the gentle parent that you normally are. And guess what? It's okay. You have an entire life to live. It's just one day. It's just one moment. It's just one 45-minute period where you maybe weren't yourself. I hope this resonates with you in some way. I hope that the balance is bullshit drives into your soul, and you can accept that, and you can understand that it's okay, because it's okay to not have it all the time. And it's okay to also not work for that all the time. You don't always have to be trying to figure it out. You can do that tomorrow or the next day. I hope this resonates with you. Thank you again for listening. I appreciate that so much. If you really enjoyed this topic and you liked listening to me and just sit here and kind of chat with you about it, I'll be diving deeper into this conversation at the She Leads CK event, which is happening in downtown Chatham on July 8th. You can check it all out on the internet at sheleadsck.com. There are tickets available there. It is a pay what you can type ticket. This event is going to be absolutely phenomenal, empowering women all across Chatham, Kent, and beyond as well too. I cannot wait to see you there. I'm going to be hosting a roundtable discussion on this particular topic of work-life balance, bullshit, sprinkled with a little bit of the Meat Mistress, of course. So if you want to check that out, you can find them on social media, She Leads CK, and also just Google She Leads CK, and all the information will pop up there, and you can go ahead and grab your tickets. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you very soon. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Meat Mistress podcast. I'm your host, Emma Butler. I've really enjoyed chatting with you. Thanks for listening. I can't wait to see you back here again. If you'd like to keep up with all things happening J&E Meats, which is our farm store and butcher shop, you can find us over on Instagram at J&E Meats and on Facebook as well too. I will talk to you again very soon.